that's been blurred by life, me. And a couple words that ain't true, some might be. This just my visions, my mirror, mirror on the wall, yeah. You don't wanna see me fall. I know I could clean the fog up, but I won't help it. And I don't mean to sound like this, yeah. Knowing you gon' hold that against me, I just keep on pouring my bliss. You gon' sip it all till it's empty. And I don't mean to feel like this. How you gon' hold that against me? I'm just tryna find my bliss, but it's running off, yeah. Holding on to the traumas from my past and the present. Now I'm mad like I ain't get what I asked for. Letting anxiety kick my ass, thoughts racing, moving fast, no caution on the dashboard. With depression, like when I'ma learn my lesson. Rhetorical questions for I with floor dimensions deeper than Western Pacific floor. I ignore all the mentions. Calls or the sound of them texting, like,
you okay? I ain't hear from you in a few days. And my message spell, I'm just trying to give you space. But I'm here now, and I'm trying to push.
hold on, wait. Tied up in these thoughts, praying that they give me slack. Life just keep on punching, I just kept on swinging back. Rather have my mind before a stack, that's a fact, it's not a hack. I snap back, I ain't fitted for the cap. I don't mean to sound like this. Knowing you gon' hold that against me, I just keep on pouring my bliss. You gon' sip it all till it's empty. And I don't mean to feel like this. How you gon' hold that against me? I'm just tryna find my bliss, but it's running off, yeah.
Peace and greetings, family. You are listening to WHCR 90.3 FM. Welcome to another edition of PJ's show, and this is your host, Pojanee PJ Fleury. This week's musical selection is by Queenie La Soul. We just heard her track, Dirty Reflections. Shout out to the Powerful Pioneers for submitting Queenie La Soul's music. You can find her on YouTube, Queenie with an IE, La Soul. This week, we are speaking to HAPHSA P. VINCENT, the author of Nannies Have Feelings Too, a great conversation about a community that if you're not in it, you really don't know much about it. There's been one or two in the media trying to give a glimpse of it, but this is another platform that will open up the conversation and really shed light on this community of caretakers. Welcome to the show, HAPHSA.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. So let's dive right into this topic. What made you want to write this book? I'm assuming that you are a nanny.
Was a nanny.
Oh, okay. You were a nanny.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I wrote this book is because I'm from the islands. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, and I became a nanny not too long after I came to America. And I remember I had one of my best friends who passed away. Almost every day I will come home crying to him about the experience I had with this family. The two families I had before was amazing with me and my boys, but this family member was horrible, and he told me, why don't you write a book about it? There's other nannies. I'm pretty sure there's other nannies that going through the same thing, and they will feel like they're not alone. And I took a while to go through that process because I was scared because, like, um these moms, when they know that they being, talked about, it's hard for nannies to get jobs. So
Oh,
I got terrified. Yeah, it's, and after he passed away, that's when I decided. I wrote the book in 2019. So yeah, that's the reason why I just wanted, this is my truth, this is my story. Every nanny story is different, but I just have that need that I wanted my fellow nanny friends and family to be aware that they're not alone, and this is a real thing, and it's still happening up to this day, how nannies are being treated.
wow. And so shed a little light. You said that there were some good families, and there's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad in
Yes.
every job, there's good and bad in every platform or institution. So we know that there are great families out there. There are
Mm.
people that are grateful and really treat just everybody in their life circle well. I mean, I think especially people that are servicing you, that you would treat them well. I mean, this is a person that is caring for your child. So we know that there are people who are grateful for that service and that assistance. So there's great experiences. So we also want to talk about when the experience is not so great. So shed light a little bit. We don't want to give the whole book away,
Yeah.
but but
Yeah.
shed a little light, and also if you can share, even if it's not your experience or maybe an experience that someone went through.
Yes. um and everything I'm about to say is the truth. I'm not making anything up. As I said, this is my story and what I've been through. um when I first became a nanny, the first nanny job that I have, up to this date, 2024, we are still close. She treated me, her and her husband treated me, I have two boys, so good. She did a lot for me. Oh my gosh. The experience was so good. We had a really, really great relationship. When we travel, she did not make me feel like I was a nanny. She would always say, this is a family member. She never degraded me. Every Christmas, every birthdays, my sons and I, we would get lavishing gifts, nice money. um I will do anything for her. She have a housekeeper. If the housekeeper does not come, we're not supposed to be doing the laundry and stuff, but I'll do it because she was always there for me and my kids. If there is for discipline, she allowed me to discipline her kids. A lot of parents don't allow the nannies to discipline their kids. I know a couple of nannies get fired because they, not even with yelling or hitting, but just disciplining their kid. I know someone that get fired 3 years ago because the kid was too close to the nanny. She didn't like how her kid loved the nanny so much, and she fired her for that. And sometimes nannies don't have their green card or citizenship, so they have to, do whatever they want, us nannies to do. And my second job as a nanny, same thing. Treatment was nice. Um, Unbelievable. Looking forward to go to work. The second job, if she knows I'm going on a weekend with my friend, she literally give me extra money to go out. She said, "Don't spend your work money. This is for you and your friend. Go out, have a good time." I'll do anything for her. Like, oh my gosh, like it was so unbelievable with these former jobs that I had. And with the third nanny job, which is the reason why I wrote the book, that's when it's like, okay, say for instance, us nannies go to the playground. to have play dates and stuff. And I'll be hearing nannies talking about how their boss is treating them. And it's a difference with listening and listening. And I was listening, but I wasn't, listening. I wasn't paying attention to how they were treated. And I couldn't understand why their bosses were treated like that, knowing how my boss treated me like I was part of their family. And they would be literally crying and depressed. They were making good money, and that's the only reason why they're staying, because they need the money for their families in America and in their own countries. And now I understand what they was saying and how they feeling, because I end up feeling the same way of the humiliation, the disrespect, the like everything. Like, it's unbelievable how people could treat you knowing that you are taking care of their precious cargo. And it's so unbelievable. Like, it still make me depressed. Still I still have anxiety. I can't go certain places in Manhattan because of the area, like the ballet area where I took the kids for ballet, or I took the kids for tutoring. Certain parts of Manhattan, I still don't like to go there because I'm traumatized. I remember what I've been through there. And yeah, it's like it's still happening up to this day.
Wow, really unbelievable. I'm so sorry to hear what you went through. It definitely sounds like there's some like post-traumatic stress
Yes.
that's still there with you, some PTSD. I'm really sad to hear that.
Thank you.
People don't realize in the moment, if they do something to hurt another person, how that person is going to carry that hurt. And say, oh, well, she's just this. In your case, oh, she's just a nanny. Maybe she'll get over it. But sometimes people don't get over things. And we have to be conscious at every level how we're dealing in relation to people, even if they are not at the same economic or social status, on so many levels, not just, high income people and low income. There's so many, right? It even happens in low income communities if people are not careful how they are relating to each other. This is WHCR 90.3 FM. We are on with HAPHSA P. VINCENT, the author of Nannies Have Feelings Too. And we're talking about nannies and their experiences, especially in the scope also of those that are coming from other countries here to make a living, to make a way for themselves. And they often find this type of work great, right? Accessible. They have so much to offer as caregivers. And definitely, we have these issues that come up. So, do you believe that some of the things you experienced were a direct result of your background?
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. Um I know that especially when we have play dates with certain like there will be some Spanish, there will be Jamaicans, there will be Guyanese. And I remember on a birthday party there was some Philippines was saying hi to my ex-boss, and she would not respond. And I caught her many times doing that. She would not respond to the nannies when they say hello to her, but she would respond to the kid that they're taking care of. And yeah, there was a time too where a nanny was trying to say hi to my ex-boss um at the museum, and she just ignored her, turned her back, literally turned her back at her.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a organized, unless you go through an agency, and I want to talk about that too. What is the difference between going through an agency and doing private work? Because there are certain protections, right? When we think about
Yes.
unions, when we think about coming from an agency that has the backing of a whole corporation, a whole company, there's a different experience. There times the private work pays more, right? So they get people, with that. You like you mentioned, there was someone that was working that you overheard speaking, and you could tell that the person was really going through some pain, but to work there because the compensation is good, the money is good.
Yes.
So what do you think though could happen with the private nannies to stand up? Is it the book? Is it opening up the conversation?
Well, with the agencies, they protect you
Mm-hmm.
because the agency would not allow families to treat nannies that way.
Okay.
Privately, a lot of nannies who are private, well, maybe not a lot, but some of them, they are not legal. So that's why they
Oh,
cannot go with the agency because they're not legal. So whatever,
God.
it's like they have to be lucky to get a family that will treat them with respect.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
But
Mm-hmm.
the agency, you get protected. They're not allowed to treat you that way. You could leave, and they will find you another job quickly if you're not happy. But if you're private, you get that job. That's what it is. Luckily, I was legal at that time, so I didn't have to go through any agency. Um, but still, I didn't know how to stand up for myself because I am a humble person. I don't like to get in conflicts with people. I don't like to. I'm very, very humble. And the funniest thing is that um, this third job, the one that treated me not good, was the highest paying job that I had. Even though both the previous family, um, they wasn't paying me that well, but I was treated very well. But the last job I had, I was getting way more money and treated like dirt, disrespected like dirt, being accused of stealing. If she finds if she couldn't find something, she will call me. Doesn't matter. It could be like 11:30 at night, 12. She can't find something, she'll text me. If I don't respond to the text, she will literally call me. And then if she find it, she will never apologize for accusing me of taking something. I was accused a lot of taking stuff in the house. So yes, with the agency, you get protected.
Wow, that's really
Mm-hmm.
wow. Do you find that that's a pattern? The more money they're willing to pay a nanny, the more, I guess, status they have because of their economic situation, that they treat the nannies worse? Or have you,
Well, I
you
can't
know,
say that's a pattern because some
okay.
people that get a lot of money, I have friends that get a lot of money, they get treated nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so when there's a situation where the nanny's being mistreated and she wants to they want to leave the situation, what is the best way for them to do that? Because just as much as nannies talk to each other, parents and
Oh
potential
yeah.
customers talk to each other too, so you don't want it to affect you with community. What's the best way that a nanny can leave that type of situation?
Hmm. That's a tricky question because there is no best way. Because even if you leave with the best intentions and you give them like say like 2 weeks or a month's notice, um, I know for a fact that a friend of mine's, she gave them 2 months notice because she found another job, and she was honest with them and she said, I found another job and that's the reason why I'm leaving. And that family still went on whatever, because a lot of these moms, they're in groups, and she sent out an alert, and she sent a picture of her nanny that was about to leave and said, "Don't hire her." And how she found out is another nanny boss told that nanny, and that nanny told my friend that, "Listen, your boss put a picture of you and she started talking about you, not to hire you." So it's like, even if you leave in good terms or bad terms, there could be some backfire on you where you can't even get hired by another job. But sometimes if you leave on a good term, nothing will happen. So it's like, it's 50-50. So there's no like good answer for that.
Okay, I got it. So I was definitely right. Moms are speaking to each other now,
Oh yes.
the new
Oh yeah,
world
because
now, you're in WhatsApp.
I will confess, I even sneak in as a mom and get in one of those groups, and they talking. I'm telling you, they even asking each other, "Well, my nanny's about to start. How much should I give her?" And some moms was like, "No, don't give her that money. Give her this money." Yeah, it's like I
Wow.
got into one of the groups as a mom,
Mm-hmm,
but I never
mm-hmm.
respond to anything. I'm just looking at how they interact.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good
yeah, but
research.
there's a lot of good moms out there too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good mothers out there too. A
Yeah.
lot of good bosses out there. But it's so hard to find these good moms. It's so hard to find them.
And so do you find, because we're on the outside looking in, you are on the inside of this. So a lot of it is just like the curiosity of what actually goes on behind the scenes. Especially, I'm not sure if you were ever living, but I'm assuming there's other things people that are live-in nannies go through as well. But how did you find the other people working for those families? Which is it something like specifically with with the nannies, or is it just overall the energy that they have when it comes to the service industry?
Okay, so I have some friends that live in and they get treated very well. I'll say that. And I know for a fact there's a particular nanny. She's from India, and the family she's working from India. She was doing a living job, and they treated her awful. They had her sleeping on the floor, and this is an older woman. And they never got her a bed, or not even. They said they don't want her on her sofa because they don't want her to ruin it. So they put blankets and have her sleeping on the floor. I remember a couple of times she was in a lot of pain. And I asked her, "Well, why don't you leave?" Same thing. They're paying her well, and she need the money for her children in her country. And I remember they have her sleeping on the floor, which is horrible. And they would not buy her any food that she likes. She have to buy her own food, which they should not be doing that. They're supposed to be buying her things that she eat as well. So it's a 50-50 on that as well with the treatments as living nannies.
And that's what I was gonna say this before, because just like they group up, right? And the nannies are talking to each other, but I'm just thinking, like, how could the power of that community be used in the same way that the moms and the parents are using it? Because if you're talking among themselves, this family is not good to work with, and they can always find someone just coming in that may be desperate, that are in need and need that job, and they'll get them in. But as soon as you see that nanny in the playground, listen, I know this resource, I know how you can get a good family over here. You rate the families, let them know these are the good families, and these are families that people have had issues with, and they don't get a nanny.
Yeah, we all help each other always. That playground is our therapy. I'm telling you, we all help each other in any way we can. I'm telling you, We come together, so but I'm telling you, on the other end, we are terrified. Because once our name get out there,
Okay.
we can't get jobs. I've seen it happen before. They cannot get jobs, but we will help each other. We even like say like for instance on weekends, if we know someone working on weekends and they want time for themselves or they want to go away, we will fill in for them if the parents allow it. And
Right.
a lot of times parents do allow it, because if we're doing a play date, these moms know each other. Or even if they don't know each other, we introduce these kids to their kids, and then these moms become friends. So we always work together. Just how they work together, we work together as well. But we are scared. We always scared because, as I said, once our name get out there to the other moms in a negative way, it's ruined.
Yeah, so it's definitely a power dynamic that's happening there. And
Yeah.
when we come back, we'll talk more about the book and get it and all that great
Okay.
stuff. All right. We're gonna break for a musical selection. This is Queenie La Soul, Royal Reflections. You're listening to WHCR 90.3 FM.
Dripping with its trace speed, laced with mistakes. Can you walk up in these size 7 steppers? No fraternity, I'm alpha to my omega. The G-O-D inside me, like I fiend. Yeah, I am D-O-P-E, that's irony. I'm iron heat to mid-steam. They iron me, but I've been seeing what they see. My bison is likely me as heroin, that's heroin. Hear her win and they scream. They was in the gym, only seen through they screen. Wrong positioning, never listening, they soliciting. It's funny how they got like they there, but either way I still show love. Just clean, royalty, rainforest, all in the jungle. Lifestyle by the bundle, so here in front all that's been thrown my way. Some fumbles, all funnels in this lifestyle. I juggle, treat lessons like stumbles. I can't stay down, get grounded like how. Had to fix my crown after I lost my smile at some point. Crying like every day, trauma so vividly displayed in my memories, penetrating my brain. Insecurities turn enemies. History was no friend of me. Going back to the 10 of me, feeling like I'm forgetting me. This tug of war always got me moving backwards. Had to let go, still letting go. It's a practice. Been bruised, broken, fractured, got scratched up. Now living with my heel scars. Like what happened? Yeah, like what happened? Yeah, what happened? Yeah. Loyalty, rain on me, there's no need for shade. Face dripping with its trace, be laced with mistakes. Can you walk up in these size 7 steppers? No fraternity, I'm alpha to my omega, yeah. Happy knowing that every moment of my life won't be joyful, and moments without it is a glass half full. Still water, still a daughter, still a lover. Learning lessons like I'm living up to what's destined to be. Not taken seriously, so I laugh more. Stop doubting myself, now I'm mad sure that I'm who I need to be in this moment. And I'm loving it.
Welcome back. You're listening to WHCR 90.3 FM. This is PJ's show with your host, Pojanee PJ Fleury. We are talking today with HAPHSA VINCENT. And this is an amazing conversation that we're having about nannies and the service industry and what really goes on behind the scenes. Before the break, we talked about a lot of things that you and other nannies have experienced. So first, let me ask you, how can people get your book?
Yes, my book is on Amazon, and actually, there's a promotion. My book right now is $5.25. People, there is a great promotion going on, so it's on
Nice.
Amazon right now. Nannies Have Feelings Too.
And that is such a great title of the book to introduce this conversation, because just like the Black Lives Matter campaign, but kind of you're saying the same thing. Nannies matter.
Yes.
Nannies have feelings. We are all people here on this earth together. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no one over there on another planet and they're different. We are all human beings. We are all here to enjoy this earth that the Creator, praise God, in my understanding, in my life, we give thanks to have a beautiful place, to have this human experience. It is an amazing, abundant, lush planet that gives us everything that we need. And humans are here to enjoy each other, enjoy the earth. And we really could have amazing experiences with each other, connecting with each other, caring for one another. And it's just so, for me, it's just so sad to that caretakers and people who are taking their time to give care, to be nannies, are being mistreated. And it's to me, because I'm a parent, if someone was caring for my child, that is the person that I would treat like an extension of my child, because when I'm not there, that is the person that I have to trust. And of course, there are those things where nannies have done bad things as well. It's not that often.
Yeah.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
that often. Most nannies are loving, caring individuals. And even what I've experienced on the other side of life, when I was taking care of my grandmother and we had home health aides, and some lovely, some we still talk to this day, and this is going on like 10 years since she's passed. And they are just loving, amazing people. And you can hear that, and this is why people come here, right? There's so many opportunities. Is not
Yeah.
to say this is the only opportunity that people can advantage of and start making money when they come here. And even in their own countries, a lot of people take this job to be a caretaker, but it's not a job for it's just anyone.
Yeah.
People really have to be caring in to want to take care of another person, but especially a vulnerable child. And so I really wanted to know more about this topic and really shed light on it. And I'm happy. I congratulate you for writing this book and really putting the truth out there, because and I know it's not easy to share this truth. And so, what have other nannies felt about this book?
They were super proud of me. In the beginning, I had a couple of nannies told me, "Don't write it. You know, you're not going to get hired." I made up my mind. This was it for me. When I wrote the book, because I know once, and I know that parents know about these books, they're not going to be happy with it. But I believe that these parents have to know what they're doing to us. We have feelings too. We are humans, just like just like how they're humans. And I was terrified writing this book. Terrified. It took me 3 years before I could even wrote the book, because I was terrified. And they're so happy for me. A lot of nannies said that they would
Wow.
not do what I do. They would not do it, but they're proud of me. And actually, my next book is going to be nanny stories. It's going to be every nanny going to get a page and I'm
Nice.
looking forward for that. And right now I already have like 18 nanny stories all ready to write. I want to get a couple of more. So if there's any nannies out there that looking to have a story in my book, um please contact me at haphsav@yahoo.com, and we will go forward from there. I'm super excited about the next book I'm gonna write. And but I'm not gonna use your name or anything like that. But I'm just gonna have your story in there. And I have my nanny friends are really, really proud of me. Really, really super proud of me for doing this. And I'm proud of myself for finally writing the book and writing my truth. The Tyler Perry story, The Help, was an amazing story. Amazing, amazing. We all, I know for a fact, a lot of nannies was looking forward to seeing that story um, on TV. One day I would love to have a show, um, you know, about my book on Lifetime or something. I'm gonna get the you know, it's gonna happen. I'm speaking, you know, in
Speak it,
existence of
yes,
it.
speak it into existence. So,
Yes.
unfortunately, maybe I'm the only one that's not too familiar with Tyler Perry movies, but there might be others as well. So please, a little bit more on that inspiration.
On his movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Which
yeah,
movie?
it was called The Help.
Okay.
Um with Viola Davis and yeah, the about the, you know, the disrespect, the feeling down, the thing. And one of the um highlights of the story, which was so true, is that when we in front of our bosses, we have to have this fake smile. Oh my gosh, like this fake smile in front of them when they're talking to us, and we are not happy with what they're saying. That was like a highlight for me. He even talked in the story. There was even when a nanny, her boss had to have one of their colleagues give her a free passage to come home because she was going the longer way, and they had a free passage for her. And about stealing, which yeah, I'm familiar with that. Stealing, get accused of taking things, and you know, just not being happy and treating these kids like they're ours. Like, oh my gosh, like I love all these kids. I still love them. I'm still in my past two bosses. I'm still in their kids' lives, still up to this day. Um, the story was really, really nice. I think you all should go see it. It's called The Help.
Yes, and I just had to look it up because I said I don't remember that being a Tyler Perry movie, and
Oh yeah.
it's not specifically a Tyler Perry movie. The director on that was Tate Taylor, so maybe
Yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, Tate Taylor really did a great job with that film, the adaptation from the book, and
Yeah.
is one of those things that I mentioned. There has been some light shed on what quote unquote the help went through back in the day, and
Yeah.
unfortunately now, like we're still going on. And that's why I was asking you also earlier about the other people that are servicing the the families. Have you seen anything like in terms of the cooks or drivers and that as well? Like, does that when you feel when you were in that
Housekeepers.
situation?
The
Mm,
housekeepers. Yes, the housekeepers go through what we go through. Yes,
okay.
they definitely do. The cooks, no, I haven't seen anything with the cooks or the drivers, but
Mm-hmm,
the housekeepers go through some abuse as well. Some
mm-hmm,
similar abuses, yeah. They're giving
mm-hmm.
them extra work to do, even having them watching the kids when they're not supposed to be watching the kids.
Okay. Yeah.
When they're doing a good job cleaning the house, they make them feel like they're not doing a good job, underpaying them sometimes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
And do they get bad reputations too? Is it like the same
Oh,
thing?
yes.
Mhm.
Yes, they do.
No.
Some of them, not all, some of them. They
Yeah,
get bad reputation. Yeah.
yeah, because we were dealing with the same power dynamic
Mm-hmm.
and just that power that they have to speak among themselves and be able to make decisions on who gets hired and who
Yeah.
doesn't. And
Yeah.
for the people who go through agencies and the agencies, are they getting enough like clients? Is it, if you go with an agency, is it guaranteed work?
Yes. It's guaranteed
Okay.
work. It's guaranteed work. And for some, it may take a little longer to get work, but it's guaranteed work.
Okay.
And if you're not
Okay.
happy there, you can move on to the next job.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
And they have to pay you what the agency, the family have to pay you what the agency says.
With the agency.
There's no ifs, there's no nothing around that. Yes.
Hmm. Hmm. And when I'm assuming the, I'm assuming that the people that are hiring people off the books, immigrants and things like, are they a little bit more like closed when it comes to maybe connecting with other parents and things like that? How do they protect themselves to make sure they're not getting in trouble for hiring undocumented people?
I mean, they have their way of protecting the bosses. They have their way of protecting themselves. We don't know how they do it, but
Oh,
they
okay.
have way of protecting themselves. But yeah, they believe me, they have ways. But the people that get paid off the books, some get treated nicely and some get treated like slavery
Mm,
because they underpaying them. They do whatever they want to do with them. They make them work nights, weekends. It's a lot. And some nannies, they speak up from themselves. They'll get
yeah.
fired, but they don't care. They move on to the next job because they know that they're not supposed to be treated like that. Some nannies speak up for themselves, and some nannies don't, or
Mm-hmm,
they're scared, or they don't know how to speak
mm-hmm,
up for themselves.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I just want to always make sure to interject this, positive part of the conversation. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you, what is the best part of being a nanny, especially when you're in a good situation with a good family?
Mm. From my experience, um, when you walk through that door and they run up to you, oh my gosh. I remember some mornings I'm not even in a good mood or I'm not having a good weekend. And they, HAPHSA, I miss you. And I had many nights where I'm leaving and they hold on to me crying. Or they say, oh, please stay. Or on weekends, when I work on weekends, I get to do whatever because there's no school or nothing. So we can hang out, watch movies. I'll have them stay up late. Mommy and daddy would know, fun stuff like that. I used to have, sometimes my first job, she would beg me to bring my son because my son and her son, they're a year apart. So they like, I'm right now looking at pictures of both of them when they were younger. So when I bring my son to work, oh, they have a ball. Like that was my experience. Like just seeing that when they walk through that door and they hug you, or when you're leaving, they're hugging you.
Mhm.
They, when you're always kissing and hugging on them, and they say, "I love you." And the cutest thing is when like other fellow nannies have their kids and their kids coming to hug you, they have that jealousy. It's the cutest thing ever. That's my nanny, leave my nanny, don't talk to my nanny, things like that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That really is. And I'm sure you're teaching things and they're learning from you. You're
Oh
learning
yeah,
from them.
definitely.
It's an exchange, and you're really a part of shaping this young person.
Yeah,
And you see them
exactly.
grow up, and especially when they do well, when they grow up, and you have in that must be amazing.
Yes, I remember when I taught him to tie his shoes. Oh my God. He's like, my HAPHSA taught me to tie my shoes. It was
Oh,
the sweetest thing ever.
And so that I'm sure people going in the bad situations, because the most of the time you find, right, that the children are innocent and they're great, or
Yes.
there's some problem childs.
Yes. I
Problem
always
children.
say I rather work for a family where the kid is the problem. Because if the parent is the problem, you will not, I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience. If the parent is the problem, you will not have a good day or a good evening or a good week or a good month. If the parent, because with the kids, you can more control the kids. But if the parent is a problem, that's where you're not going to be happy. I always say that. And it's so true.
Oh, wow. That's
Mm-hmm.
I definitely did not think about that, because I'm thinking
Yeah.
about, how to have a child, but you can handle that, right? You can
Yes.
kind of, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And so, have you gotten any, especially in that secret group you're in there, has there been any talk about your book? Have you, have any of the parents gotten wind of your book?
Um, I know that a couple of my friends told me that their bosses have the book. They saw it. It's hidden in their drawer.
Oh,
Or they have it on the bookshelf, hiding behind a book so their nanny wouldn't see it. But the housekeeper do the cleaning, so the housekeeper would say, "Oh, look, HAPHSA book is here." But their parents have the book, but they wouldn't. Not no None of my nanny friends ever told me that the parents discuss it with them, or say, "Well, oh, I have HAPHSA book," or "Why HAPHSA write this book?" So they have it. Mm-hmm. Especially the particular parent that I wrote this book about. She has my book. She have my book.
oh, okay. So the
I
word
know
is
that for a
out
fact.
there.
Yes, it's out
Mm.
there. But my friends tell me, keep doing what you're doing. You keep it up. It makes us feel good, and knowing that we're not alone. So that's what I'm motivated from. And I
Yes.
always, I'm so motivated from them, and I'm glad that they're proud of me because they said themselves they don't have the guts to do it. They're scared.
Absolutely. So you have opened up the floodgates, and so I
Yes.
this next project where you're gonna actually publish other nannies' stories and experiences.
Yes.
And I feel like
Yes.
this is a movement. This could be the turning point, because just like the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, the conversation has to be opened so that all
Yes.
of these angles, the sides of every story can come out, and people can put up, really look in the mirror, like, look at what you are doing to other people. And I think the title
Yeah.
was amazing. Nannies Have Feelings Too really would open up someone's eyes that know that way before.
Yeah. Yeah. I really just want, my fellow nannies to be treated like humans and the way how we supposed to be treated. Because we come in there with a smile on our face. We come in there with problems. We come in there with stress. We come in there with owing rent. We come in there with family problems. We even going through our own private abuse, and we don't show it. We don't show it. So a lot of times we can't even go to a doctor's appointment because they get upset if we take time off. We cannot. Can't. It's hard to go on It's like the vacation. That's it. That's it. And we can't have time for our own kids. You know how many school parenting teacher meeting I miss because I can't go. I cannot go. If I don't have that help, I cannot go. But they go to all their children meetings, and we are the ones who have to work because meetings is like 6, 7 o'clock at night. And who you think is babysitting their kids? We are. And we can't even go to our own kids' parent-teacher meeting because it's a problem. Yes.
Wow, see these little things that, they don't realize really make the difference in the life of the nanny. Once you have someone that's balanced, and again, when you see the people are treating nannies well, they get this. As much as your nanny's happy, your child's gonna be happy. You're gonna, you have a happy environment, and it really makes the difference. So I thank you again for speaking your truth, getting the word out there. Please give your information out again for next want to share their stories in your new book.
Yes, you'll find me on Amazon. Nannies Have Feelings Too. There's a great promotion now. The book right now is $5.25. It's usually $15, but it's not going to be there for a while. Also, you could email me at haphsav@yahoo.com. I'm also on Facebook, HAPHSA Vincent, which is HAPHSA Vincent, VINCENT. Also, I'm on Instagram at Q Event Planner.
Okay, now, so you're an event planner too. I hear that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, and so last question. If you could say, if you were able to have a conversation with that mother, that family that gave you, fortunately, the inspiration for the book, what would you say to them?
Someone asked me that if I see her on the street, what will I say to her? I know it's going to be awkward. If she comes up to me and she say, "Hi, Hafsa," I will speak to her like regular, because I don't hold grudges for long. But then if she start talking about the book, I'm gonna ask her why you feel the need to treat me like this, knowing your girls adore me, knowing that even if they know I'm going on vacation, they're crying, please don't go on vacation, we don't want no extra babysitter with us, we want you to be with us. Why would you treat me and talk to me so disrespectful, embarrassing me in the streets for no reason? When I want to have a conversation with you, I don't have time to talk. I want to ask her why. What did I do to you? That's what I would ask her.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure she'll find some excuse, because people, when they reflect, sometimes it's, oh, I had this reason, I had that reason. But I do hope, and this is hypothetically, that give you something that could make sense of it all. I mean, sometimes it's just not being conscious, not living from a conscious space of mind to treat people around us well, no matter who they are. And so I really want to get this information, this conversation out there. If you have a nanny and you're listening to this show, okay, nannies have feelings too. Please, please, please treat the people that are in your life well. We are not promised tomorrow, and there's a lot of good that can happen in this world if we. So thank you again. Wonderful conversation, amazing book. Nannies Have Feelings Too.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate this. And hi to all my fellow nannies. Happy New Year. And I hope you all have a wonderful, prosperous New Year. And
Yeah.
thank you again, Miss PJ.
Yes, you're very welcome. And you are listening to HCR. This was another edition of PJ's show. And Queenie Lasso closing out with Like What I See.
This feel like soul food in the winter. Eating good at dinner on a hot plate by fate. I'm great. Can't wait for your smile on dates. I trip sauce, you got good taste in real life. So soft, you can see what it feel like. Show up just to show off, it feel like you like my time, my mind, my shine. Yeah. Don't you like the way I'm on one? Feel it in my chest, I'm on a roll. Don't you like the way I feel my soul? You can feel my soul. I like high life and summer nights, real life with good advice. Old friends with new sights, no strife, no fights. New friends on the same flight, beam lights when the sunrise. I like being right beside you. Ride by winter time, pull up when it's dinner time. Take me out, I'm feeling fine, get right. Backseat kick back, make the sunroof kick back. Wing flip my hair back beside you.
Wait, what was that? You always trying to talk to me nice, or don't talk to me at all, and not talking is clearly not an option.